Welcome to the best maths channel in Ghana once again. So your busy made it easy channel. We are continuing our series on algebraic expression, and today we are going to have a lesson on factorization. Now, factorization, what comes into your mind? Factor. So this is where a common factor of an expression is being brought out of a bracket and grouped and simplified. So factorization, simply that's what we mean when talking about factorization, bringing out a common factor out of a bracket and grouping them and simplifying them. So in example, like if I have an expression like AB plus BC, and we have to factor it out. You look for the common terms here, the common factor here. The common factor here will be B. And when you bring the B out, what is left here? It is A plus here to C will be left out here. So this is our factorize this. And in factorization, what you have to understand is that the answer you get, when you multiply it by the element in the bracket, you should get the same thing in the bracket. So B times A will give us AB, then B times C will give us BC. Again, if I have 4A plus 2, maybe B, if I'm to factor this out, because there are numbers, this one normally we pick the highest common factors that can go into the first and the second number. And the highest common factor for 2 and 4 is going to be 2. Then you check the letters. The letters here is A and B, so they are not common factors. Now, the 2 will go into the 4, you have 2. Then you bring the A, plus 2 will go into 1. Then what is left here? B. You don't write 1B, you just write B. This is the answer. And when you multiply 2 by 2A, you get 4A. Plus 2 times you get 2b. This is how it is done. Now another term is you can have 5mn plus, let's say, 15md. Now when you look at these expressions too, the highest common factor for 5 and 15 is going to be 5. Now when you look at the letters, do you have a common number or a common factor? Yes, that is the n. When you bring it out, now this will cancel this 1, m2 will cancel m. What is left here? The n. Then plus 5 will go here 3. The m is out. So what is left here is the what? Is the d. Now this is the answer, because when you multiply 5m times n, you get 5m plus 5 times 3d will give us 15. 5m times 3 will give us 15 and d. So basically, this is the introduction to factorization. Yes, this is what factorization is all about. So let's take our first question on factorization. So we have factorized this completely. So you can put it in a bracket, 3ax plus 6ay. Now the highest common factor for 3 and 6 is going to be 3. Then letters a out, then here will be left with x. Then 3 will go here, 2. A is out already. Then what will be left here? The y. So this is the answer to this expression. And when you look at it, when you multiply this by this, you get this by this, you also get this. So this is how we factorize the first question. Let's take another one. So we have factorized 5ax minus 15a cubed x squared. Putting our expression in bracket, 15a cubed x squared. Now the highest common factor for 5 and 15 is going to be 5 itself. The letters a out, then here will be left with x. Now 5 will go into 15 minus, so 5 out, then here then a will be out. Then when you look at the x, there's x here, there's x squared here. So the x2 is common, so the x2, 1 will come out. One of the x will come out. Then what will be left here? Here will be 1. For all this dividing this, to be left with 1. Minus 3. The a was 3 here, 1 is out. So to be left with 2. The x was 2 here, 1 is out. So to be left with x. So this is the end of this one too. So we have factorized it And when you multiply this by this, you still get back the expression. So let's take the other question. We have to factorize this completely. And when you look at this has 4 terms. And when you see any expression having 4 terms and you are asked to factorize, this one we use the method of grouping. You group them in 2s and you factorize it. And in this method of grouping, the secret to this is that when you are answering it correctly, the element in the bracket, both brackets, you should get the same thing. Now this is what I mean. Let's group it and see. So we have x squared minus ax, then plus bx minus ab. So we can factorize the x out. So x out. Now here we left with x. Now we have ax. So the x is out. Here we minus a. Plus, now common factor here is b. Now what do we have here? Now x will be left here. Now the b is out. B is out. What will be left here? What will be left here will be a. A will be left. Now when you look at it, we have x minus a, x minus a. It means it is correct. But this is not the final answer. Now this is how we pick our answers. Come and pick the number at the back of the first bracket. Then pick the number at the back of the second bracket in one bracket. So here we have x plus b. Bracket closed. Then this one they are the same, so you just pick one. X minus a. Then this is the answer to this. If you simplify or if you are factorizing and the numbers in the bracket are not the same, it means you are wrong. This is what we do, what we call regrouping. Here we pair this and this. So you can pair this and this, then this and this, to factorize it again to see if you get an expression in the bracket being the same. And also picking the answers, you pick one at the back of the first bracket, the one at the back of the second bracket. Then these ones are the same, then you pick one. Now this one, if you use binomial expansion to solve this, you should get back this expression. Yes, so you can watch my previous video on binomial expansion, then you try your hands on this, solving this, and you can write in the comment section the answer you got. So let's take the next question on this. So we have factorized 3a squared plus 2ab minus 12ac minus 8bc. Let's group this first 2 and c. A squared plus 2ab minus 12ac minus 8bc. Now the common factor here, for the numbers, there's no highest common factor for them. So we leave the numbers and we go to the letters and see. The letters, we have a squared here, then a. So we can bring 1a out. Then here we'll be left with 3a. Plus, this one will give us 2b because the a is out already. Now minus the highest common factor for 12 and 8 is going to be what? 4. If you use 2, you will still come back to factorize it again. This is what I mean. Assuming we have used 2. Then 2 going to 12, 6. Then to go here 4. Now you can see that we can still simplify the 6 and the 4 again. That's why we use the highest common factor. So here the highest common factor for 12 and 8 is going to be 4. The common that's the highest common factor. But the letters, we don't have any common letter here. There's no common letter. Now the question is, let's see. If we open this bracket, here we are going to get what? We are going to get 3ac. Now, negative will give you positive. Then here we are going to get 2b. Now let's look at the question. What are we getting here? This is 3a, then this one is 3ac plus 2b. They are not the same. So it means we have to do what we call regrouping. We have to do regrouping. Yes, we have to do regrouping. And the regrouping, here we use the first 2. So we can use the 3 and a 12. Then we can come and use the 2 and this to see if you get it. So the regrouping, we can have 3a squared minus 12ac, then plus 2ab minus 8bc. Now let's look at the highest common factor for 3. This one is going to be 3. Now we have one a out, then we have a minus, this one will go here 4c, then plus highest common factor here will be 2. The common letters here is what? Is B. The common letter here is B. So here what is going to be left here? A. Positive, negative will be negative. Will be negative. Now this 2 going to 8, 4. Now B is out. So what is left here? C. Now what do you see? You've got A minus 4C, A minus 4C. It means this is correct. So this is what we call the method of regrouping. When you group the first pair and the second pair, and you're not getting elements in the bracket being the same, you have to do regrouping. So assuming when we paired this and this, we didn't get it, you have to compare this and this, then this and this. So this is the method of regrouping. So now this and this are the same. So we can pick 3a, then we can come and pick this one, 2ab, then bracket will be a minus 4c. So this will rather be the final answer to this expression. So it's not always that when you group the first two, the last two, you are going to get the answer. If you are not getting it, do the regrouping method, then solve before you conclude at the answer. So let's take the next question. So with this question, now the first two, the last two, when you look at it, there are some you don't have to even worry yourself to group then before you can see that they will not work. But when you look at here, the numbers, the letter, there's no common factor. So this one, it should tell you that you can group this and this and this and this, and let's see. So we can have our 3p squared, then plus 6qp in one bracket, 2qt plus pt. Now the highest common factor for the numbers will be 3. Then for the letters, it's going to be p. Here 1p is left here, plus here 2. P, 1 is out, so we have our Q. Plus here, the numbers, there's 2 and nothing there. So we can't pick any. So we can pick the letters, which is T. When you pick the T here, what do we have here? We have 2Q plus, now what do we have here? T is out, so we have our P. Now we are seeing P plus 2Q plus T out. We have seen 2Q plus P. They are not the same. They are not the same. So here the regrouping has to come in here once again. So here we group this and this. It didn't work for us, but we are not getting the same thing. So meaning we can group this, the first and the last. So we can have 3p squared plus pt, then plus 2. So we have grouped the 3p and the pt plus 2qt plus 6qp. Now the letters here, you can have p out, 3p plus t plus common factor here is 2. Then the letters can have our Q. So we can have T plus, then here will give us 3, Q without P. Now what are we seeing here once again? 3P plus T. Then we are having T plus 3P. There's still a problem. So here that we make this one to come first. We can interchange it. We can interchange it. So we can have our 6 QP plus our P squared. then plus, we have used this and this, then we can have our 2qt, then we can have our pt, then plus our 2qt. We should rather have the 2qt plus the pt. Let's see if that one works. So here 3 will be out. Then we have 1p out. Now what do we have here? We have our 2q plus, then we have 1p. Now we can have our t out. Then we can have our 2q, then plus our p. So finally we are here. So we can have our 3p plus our t, then we can have our 2q plus p as the answer. So the method of root grouping is very, very important. You do it till you get to the ones in the bracket quickly. So let's take the next question on this. So in this last question, we can group 2ab minus 8a plus 5b minus 20. So highest common factor 2, a will be added, we have our b here, minus 4 plus 5 will be out here. Then we can have our b, positive, negative with negative, then 4. Then we can group it 2a plus 5, then b minus 4. Now I told you that with this one, so I told you this is an inverse of binomial expansion. This is what I mean. Because this is the last question, I just quickly want to show you something here. So if you are to do multiply using binomial expansion, we can have our 2a, b minus 4, then plus 5, b minus 4. This will give us 2ab minus 8a, then plus 5b. This time this will give you minus 20. So when we expand this, so you can see that we've gotten back our question. So this is an inverse of binomial expansion. So if you've not watched the video on binomial expansion, go and watch it. It's available on my channel. So this brings us to the end of today's session. In our next lesson, we're talking about quadratic equations or quadratics involving factorization. Don't forget to subscribe and comment to all students to have a benefit of this. So good day once again, and my regards to everyone, and thanks so much for those. So recommend this channel to all students at all levels, and you will have your mathematics problem being solved. So bye bye for today. Watch out for the next video.